Hello there, Nerdfighters. Today, I would like to talk— Whoa, stop right there. What's the problem? Look, dude, we've been joking, but you've finally gone too far. What are you talking about? It started with the joking about how like John Green we are, but look, okay, so I'll grant you, my videos have a lot in common with John Green's, but I like to think I'm talking about some different stuff. Dude, you're wearing a polo. I am? Yes. Yes, you are. Oh, God. Sorry to break it to you, dude. No, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. Well, what should we do? I don't know, but it needs to be immediately obvious and visual, something that people will recognize within seconds and maybe try to figure out. All right, here goes. Oh, yeah. Bring it. So earlier today, when I was asking for questions to take my mind off of being so tired, some of you recommended that I would just sleep, which was good advice, but one of you, Kelly, was brave enough to ask a real question, a tough question, something that I could chew on all day. And that question is, what is my favorite TV show? So I'm gonna do it. I don't even care. Is it normal that the caller makes me sassier? And the reason it's such a great question is, how do I go about answering it, you know? Do I talk about my favorite of all time? Do I talk about my favorite that I'm watching actively right now? What else? I mean, my favorite as a child, my favorite, that I have on DVD, what? And since I am wearing a clerical collar, I'm going to follow a time-honored clergy tradition by giving several answers, so I can't be nailed down to mean any one thing. Probably my favorite show that's actively coming out as we speak would be Mythbusters. At least that's the one I watch the most regularly. You're just always learning, they're having a huge amount of fun, and yes, they blow stuff up all the time. Of the shows that have finished their runs that I watch, and with any sort of regularity, obviously honorable mention needs to go to Justice League Unlimited because I did steal their music, but probably it would have to be Firefly. That's one I can just put in once every year or so and just enjoy the crap out of and hate on Fox, and then watch the Avengers and say, heh, Joss Whedon won. For my favorite show as a kid, I'm probably gonna have to go with Voltron. I liked all sorts of shows growing up, and those cartoons, He-Man and all that stuff, I really did enjoy, but Voltron did lead to my first moment of true nerd rage, when a couple of years after I was too old for its demographic, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came out, and I remember watching them with my little brother, and he loved it, but as I was watching them assemble the Zords into the Megazord, or however it worked, I remember thinking, wait a minute, they're ripping off Voltron! I mean, real, visceral rage. And so a nerd was born. But if you're going to ask for my favorite TV show of all time, I just have to go with Doctor Who. I'm enjoying the new Who. I'm a bit behind because I don't get the BBC where I live. But I'm just really enjoying it. Of the new Doctors, I'm actually probably going to have to go with Eccleston as my Doctor. But really, that's not the whole truth. Eccleston isn't my Doctor. Baker is. You see, when I was a kid, they would run the old Doctor Who episodes, which actually probably weren't that old at the time, on PBS. And I remember my dad would watch Doctor Who, and I didn't really understand what was going on, but it's a silly man in a big blue box who travels through time. No kid needs that explained to them. But the really cool part was how, when it was time for me to go to bed, I would hear the music in the background, and I would creep up, and I would kind of sneak up onto the couch next to Dad, and I knew that if I was quiet during the show and then asked questions during the not commercials that PBS would run, I knew he would let me stay up maybe even a full half hour past bedtime. That was how I learned that Doctor Who was a complete good. It was from time I got to spend as a little kid with my dad, and that was pretty neat. DFTBA. Still no.